My father is a Vietnam vet, and he was in the military, and that kind of inspired me a lot to go into the military. At first, I thought it was not for women, but being a single parent of 4 children, I needed a little more stability, so I became an LPN. I went to Korea. Went to Korea for a year, then I came back to Fort Hood, left there, went to Fort Gordon. From Fort Gordon, went to Germany. I have 3 boys and a girl, and they got the opportunity to travel and just see the world, but also learn different cultures. I exited the military in 2003, and I ended up back in Atlanta, and there I started working for the Georgia Department of Labor. I actually had a friend of mine worked with the Department of Labor, and him and a couple other people was coming up this way to work for the U.S. Department of Labor. And he said, well, Vicky, there's a contractor that are hiring. They sent me an offer letter, offering me to come up here and work. So I got a moving truck, moved all my household goods, resigned from my job, and came out here. And I was actually due to start working that following Monday, and they called that Thursday and said their contract was rescinded. I had maybe close to 4-5 months of savings, but for Atlanta compared to Alexandria, my savings lasted maybe 2 months. And I just said, okay, now what do I do? I couldn't go back to Atlanta because I had no job to go back to. Didn't have no place to go, gave up my apartment. So I had nowhere to go back to. I was interviewing for jobs. I was doing whatever I could to try to get a job where I could have that income coming in, where I can maintain my apartment. But that was impossible at that time. So I ended up getting an eviction notice. I lost my car, I lost my apartment, suffered depression. I went to a deep depression where I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want to do anything. I remember sitting in the middle of my floor when they moved all my furniture out of my apartment and wanted to commit suicide. But eventually, my friend that moved up here moved at a building right across from me. He allowed me to come and stay. And one morning, he got up. He was fussing and going off about something. I was actually asleep on the couch. I jumped up, and I was like, what's wrong? He's like, I can't find my bag, and blah, blah. He was cursing, saying all kind of words. I said, well, just calm down, and I'll help you find it. And he snatched me by my arm, and he punched me in my face and busted my whole nose. Everything was busted up. I packed a bag. I left all my clothes, all my furniture, and I went and checked in a shelter home. You can only stay at the shelter home for so long. And after a while, you look around sometimes, you say, I know I could do better than this, but how am I going to do better than this when I'm not financially stable to put myself in a better position? But by then, I met 2 mentors, and they told me about the VA. They said, you should go to the VA. The VA has a homeless program. So I went to the VA. I was housed under the HUD-VASH voucher, and that gave me a lot more stability. Then I was able to address a lot of the mental issues I was dealing with. Signed up for my medical services, started seeing a psychiatrist, getting all my other medical addressed. I went through the work program, and then I was offered a job by the VA to be a peer support and help with the homeless program. Working with the VA is a miracle. With the help of the VA and the community partners, it really helps stabilize you. Once you're housed, a lot of people say, once I'm housed, I could take it from there. That was me. I said, you put a roof over my head? I got it from there. Just got married last month. Almost done with my bachelor's. I start my master's in social work next year. You have to take it one day at a time. Nothing happens overnight the way we would like it to, but it helps just knowing that you're on the right path to do so.